Hello beautiful people and welcome to the channel Life After Narc. My name's Debbie and I talk about all things to do with narcissistic, abusive and toxic relationships, as well as looking at healing from them. And today's video I'm going to be talking about reactive abuse and the narcissist. I actually had a question from a subscriber about this and I'm going to get into the detail in a moment. Before I do, if you enjoy the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and share the video with friends, family, anybody who you think may benefit. So, reactive abuse, what is it? It is when the person who is not the abuser reacts to the abuse from the abuser. So, for example, the abuser is shouting, arguing, and the abusee argues back and becomes abusive back. That is the nature of reactive abuse. But why does this happen and how does this happen and how does the narcissist trigger this to happen? Well, they're very clever, as we know. So this person had questioned themselves, am I the narcissist because I am reacting this way to my partner? And it was the partner that called her a narcissist. No, you're not the narcissist. If you're thinking that you're a narcissist, if you are questioning whether you're a narcissist or not, you're definitely not. A narcissist wouldn't question that. They would not even think that they were a narcissist. So you can put that aside. You are more than likely an empath. You have a lot of emotional energies and you feel emotional energies around you. You take on these emotions and you're incredibly sensitive to them. And this is why when the narcissist calls you a narcissist, you immediately think, well, maybe I am. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that's at fault. Maybe I'm the one that's causing all of these problems. And I get it because I was called the narcissist too. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. The narcissist does this deliberately. It's supply. Now, I talk about supply a lot, and that is what feeds the narcissist and gives them their boost, their happiness, their joy. Well, not really happiness and joy, because I don't think the narcissist can really feel that, but it makes them feel superior when they are aggravating and causing pain on other people. Remember, the narcissist thinks they know everything. They think they are better than everybody else, and they think that they should be paid attention to over and above everybody else. So when your partner becomes abusive towards you, and this could be something small, it could be just a few words, often you want to react to that. You want to defend yourself. So, for example, the narcissist may say to you, well, you're rubbish at that, whatever task it is that you're doing. And you may want to turn around to that narcissist and say, well, I'm not rubbish at that, hands on hips. I'm not rubbish at that. You're the one that's rubbish at that, and don't tell me what to do. That is reactive abuse. You are reacting to the words that the narcissist is calling you. Now, this is something that happens throughout our lives with many people. And in fact, I have a friend, or had a friend, who was very good, and it's actually a form of gaslighting as well, and that he was very, very good at this. For example, I would disagree with him about something, and this person would say to me, here we go again. You'll hear that often, because you are now reacting to this person and what they are saying to you. And then, of course, you react to that in an aggressive way, and they turn around to you and say, see, I told you so, I told you were going to do this, you always do this, and so on. That is a gaslighting technique, which is where the reactive abuse comes in. You respond. So when a narcissist starts what we call in the UK winding you up. Okay, so imagine a jack-in-a-box. They're winding the jack-in-a-box up, and when it's wound up enough, the jack-in-a-box pops out of the box. And that's your anger coming out. So think of it as the narcissist is getting on at you, getting on at you, getting on at you, and then you snap and you respond and react. Okay, so you're the jack-in-a-box that's come out of that box. They, as I say, they use gaslighting to facilitate this and to elicit a response from you. Generally, the reactive abuse that you will have may be aggressive. It could be something like throwing a plate or throwing something across the room. It could be perhaps even physical, especially if the narcissist or the abuser has been physical to you. And that depends on the situation. Now, I just want to say that anybody can create reactive abuse in you. They don't have to be a narcissist. Okay, we've all got narcissistic traits within us. And many of us, the majority of us, the vast majority of us in the world are aware of these traits, and we try to avoid them. We try to be a loving, empathic, giving, caring, kind, happy person, treating everybody with the respect that they deserve. Narcissists don't believe that people need respect, so they disrespect. They believe that they should be respected, but nobody else should be. So they become engrossed in themselves and so full of themselves that when it comes to speaking to you, they can become dismissive, push you aside, and this can cause that reaction within you. Now, if you are in a physically abusive relationship, this can manifest itself in several ways. Not the physical abuse, obviously, but the reaction to that and the reactive abuse. Say, for example, your partner has you pinned to the wall. You're afraid. What are you going to do? You are going to try and defend yourself, which is known as reactive abuse. So, for example, you may punch your partner, hit your partner, grab onto some part of your partner, perhaps their genitalia, to try to get away. If you notice on movies, and I was watching a movie last night where this person was being strangled, and immediately the person goes for their arm or their hand to try and remove that. I respond differently. I respond in a much more, depending if it's male or female, but I would go to the part of their body that hurts the most. And because I'm quite a tall person, I'm not small, it's easier for me to defend myself. Obviously, if you are a very short person and you have a big burly husband or partner and they're abusing you physically, this is going to be harder. So please bear that in mind when you are trying to protect yourself. And I just want to say to anybody who experiences physical abuse, it is not normal. Okay? They won't change. They'll come crawling back a couple of days later and say to you, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. But guys, they will. It's not a habit that they can break. If they do want to break that habit, they would have to go for therapy. And it would be years of therapy to correct that problem that they have, their reaction to you. So, as I say, reactive abuse does not make you a narcissist. It does not make you the abuser. You are protecting yourself. You are standing up for yourself. You're standing your ground. Now, the narcissist will push and push and push and push until they elicit a response from you, as I've already said. They love to do this. It's their supply. It's what makes them happy. It's what makes them feel good. They feel superior. They feel, I'm better than you. I didn't do this. You did this. So this abuse and them saying to you, well, you're the narcissist, you're the abusive one, it keeps you in the narcissistic fog. And I'm going to link a video below to the narcissistic fog, which I recorded recently, so you can have a listen to that and see what that is all about. Basically, you're confused, you don't know where you are, you don't know who you are. And the abuser, the narcissist, being abusive towards you, winding you up, creating this tension within you, wants a reaction. They want a reaction from you. So I had an experience with my ex when he left. He called me a narcissist. And I was like, well, I don't even know what you mean by that. My knowledge of narcissism was the traditional knowledge of Narcissus, looking at himself in the lake and his loving the beauty of himself. So after this happened, I actually went and looked up what narcissism was and watched many hours of videos, and that's what I'm doing here today, is hoping to educate others who are going through the same thing, to assure you that you are not the narcissist. He also told me I had no empathy, which I thought was quite funny, because I'd just spent 4 months of my life caring for my father, who was terminally ill. A person with no empathy doesn't do that. A person with no empathy doesn't become a yoga instructor, a Reiki master, or a minister. It just doesn't happen. You have to have a certain level of empathy to enter into those professions, because you have to be able to relate to that person and what they're going through. So him saying those things to me did wind me up, but I didn't respond the way that he wanted me to. I just ignored him, what we call grey rock. I just didn't respond to him at all, because I thought, what's the point? He's just trying to cause an argument. So you can look at it that way, is reactive abuse is the narcissist is just trying to cause an argument with you because they want that reaction from you to justify their behavior. As I say, I question myself about being a narcissist. We all have narcissistic traits, each and every single one of us, and that is perfectly normal. We have to have this balance within us. We have to have a balance between our emotions, and often having those traits is a way of defending ourselves or protecting ourselves. So, but a true narcissist is somebody who does these things all the time. So you may find yourself reacting to the abuse of a verbal argument by perhaps throwing a piece of crockery across the room, or some other form of stomping off or shouting, raising your voice, perhaps in anger and these kind of things. And that is reactive abuse. You are reacting to what the narcissist wants you to react to. They are trying to elicit that response from you. So keep watching these videos like this. Myself and many other people on the internet and on YouTube talk about narcissism and its effects that it's having on modern society. And it's more prevalent today than it ever has been. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way we live our lives, the fact that we want everything as soon as we want it, instant gratification. So you see a phone that you want, you buy that phone and it's delivered the next day. And I feel that these narcissistic traits come out more in people who tend to want these things immediately. They don't want to wait. They have no sense of value in these items. As I said, continue to study, continue to educate yourself. Do what you can to realize that you are not the narcissist, because you feel the pain. They don't. They don't feel the pain. They feel the joy and the happiness of you having that response. And again, if you question yourself if you are the narcissist or not, you definitely aren't. So if you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and share with your friends and family. I really would love the support of the channel to help it grow. We're on minimal numbers at the moment, and I'd love to get the feed up so that, it comes up on the YouTube search feed, and it would really help me with my future endeavours. So I want to say thank you very much for supporting me, and blessed be.